Try to stop, but I don't know where. On the road to nowhere. Try to stop, but I don't know where. On the road to nowhere. I try to stop, but I don't know where. Hit the gas and don't stop. There's too much traffic in this town. On the road to nowhere, to nowhere. You change like the leaves in September. So cold that you freeze with the weather. One day we're done and the next we're together. You show whatever. Step to the heart, but you won't stop the bleeding. You only come around when you need it. I'm sick of listing all the reasons, all my reasons. You're not right for me, but here I am staying in spite of it, in spite of it. In the winter you go, shapeshifter you ride. Yeah, you're gone. You're a ghost in the night, you come and visit. When the sun comes up, it's like you didn't. Was it a dream? Was it a vision? Too deep in it. Spun out
Hello. Sorry, I was just trying to make sure we had some bug fixes going out for the optimizer. How are we all doing? We came second. No, I was just trying to make sure the last few things that we need to do for the update for the optimizer is done. So, I was just checking those. So we'll probably do a bit of a shorter stream today. I'll be honest, I'm a bit tired, so just want to have a nice chill out. Danderbear, was it? Who gifted 5 memberships here? Danderbear gifted another 5 memberships. Really appreciate it, as always. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, we came second. To be honest, I got crushing rendered. Bit awkward. Fair play, that Luria did a number on us. If you don't know what I'm talking about, of course, it is the faction games that's happening on Deadwood Jedi's channel. I had to build a Knight Revenants, no legendary, Dragon 25 normal team. And the person with the fastest time was the one that won that one. And I came second. The picture looks wonky. Oh, it's probably because the camera's wonky, look, see? The camera's just a bit wonky today. It is swelteringly hot. You can see it's like just draining me. It's horrible. It's horribly uncomfortable today. So, yeah, I mean, the thing with that run is always going to be... So like you can see, I can run it a few more times. Like the biggest challenge is with this team here is it's actually just the wave clearing. If she goes on a run, it's pretty good. But I mean, see, she didn't double crit there, so it's kind of like we lost a little bit. I'll show you how Lady Arash does, by the way. That was another one of my tests that I was doing, was instead of having Franox, having Lady Arash. The only downside to Lady Arash was we basically put all of our decreased attack on Golden Reaper, which is a problem. Because if the decreased attack didn't land on the boss, then we were in trouble. Gotta bribe the cat, of course. Yeah, has anyone got a mythic champ? I haven't. I got a Templar. A blimmin' Templar. But I mean, if you think about it, pretty much, apart from Ashwalker's A3, that's like pretty much a full single target wave clearing nuke. On floor 25, it's doing pretty good considering, you know. It basically lost to a very hard-hitting, fully awakened Luria. So, you know, I'm pretty sure if I had a 6-star skull crown, I'd have considered using that over, like, Ashwalker, right? But I don't have that, so... What we didn't get was this. This is what we didn't get. See what I mean? If we had a run like that, we would have had a chance, but we didn't get a run like that, so... you know, it's fine. 1 minute 52. I've got the unlimited frames per second on now, so obviously it's different. But yeah, I could have ran like Lady Arash instead. Where is she? I've taken some gear off her now because I moved it around, but like if we just put some crit damage back on her like that. Obviously I had to drop some player power because you can't have more than 300k player power. I should just take that for now. Drew Bryant, welcome to the minionship. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. So yes, if we take out Franox and I bring in Lady Arash, which obviously she's not fully leveled up, not mastered, which is a big impact. Like that's the thing. I didn't have the time that I would have been able to instantly max this if I was on the test server, but because I'm not on the test server, I have to like manually do masteries and everything whilst still doing the fusion, which is a bit of a problem. So. But you can see, like, she's not bad, 60k. She's actually too slow now because she needs to be faster than Whisper, ideally, because Whisper should be killing someone with her A3, then killing another person with her A2. Maybe I should have tried a Renegade. I just felt like Renegade would kill herself too quickly. Like, she would just, like, reduce her HP too much. But even then, you can see, like, I'm not beating a 6-star crushing Rend Luria. That's the problem. So here now, it's all about, do we actually get decreased attack out? Because if we don't get decreased attack out from the Golden Reaper, we are in a bit of spot of bother. See, no decreased attack now. So you'll see why I didn't run the Lady Arash. Oof, that's why I didn't want to run the Lady Arash, because I mean, we're obviously on unlimited frames here, So if I probably had maxed out Lady Arash and maybe put some more masteries on it and then built it that way, maybe Lady Arash was better than Franox. But, you know, and 60 FPS would have made that about a 1 minute 40 run. So, it's, just one of those things, unfortunately. Let me just upgrade this. Use up all those valuable Sacred Shard epics that I got today. So it's a real shame because I don't have this Aishma, which could have been good. Although weak affinity, you get 100% weaken with some poisons, which would have been nice. You know, other options we could have gone through was actually building out a full nuke Skull Crown, but this just doesn't hit hard enough on 25. There's no ignore defense components. Lady Arash is only good because essentially I'm getting a chance to get extra turns and stuff, and she self-buffs. Whereas Skull Crown would need someone to buff her for it, and where am I going to get the increased attack from? Because there isn't one. We couldn't use Miscreated Monster for damage because he's weak affinity, so that was a problem. Couldn't use Crypt Witch, weak affinity. And all these aren't going to do much damage. I didn't really try throwing Renegade in. I just felt like it just wasn't worth it. So, because she would have killed herself by the time she got to the boss. So yeah. Does getting champions from the Guardian Ring give champion chase points? Well, you mean the token trader? Maybe. Could well be. Yeah, could well be. So, Tomb Lord is a pretty decent champion, yeah. Yeah, but Juggernaut, the problem is her animations are just too slow because basically every time she takes a turn, she adds a second. So that's why I didn't want to use Doom Priest because she animated too slow. It's a bit like what Colbrew was saying about Dark Kale's A2. You know, when Dark Kale does his A2, he basically takes an extra 3 seconds just to do it. So, I found a new bug in Finite Hard with a champion breaking the shield can't place debuffs either with his hit breaking shield. They've done a lot of weird changes in the background. Where phasing has changed, so I don't really know what's going on. Pulled a Duchess today. Congratulations, Renish. Congratulations. Have you all seen the new time? Yeah, they are doing double odds. They are going to be boosting these odds, I guess. So. I currently have no silver. It's a real problem. I managed to get 1 million back, but it's not great right now. We are a bit light on the old silver count. Well, yeah, because the thing is, it needed to be like the fastest run, right? So time is of the essence. So animations all count. All these things matter. So yeah, I've seen the Michinaki bug. I might test it. We'll see. Might test it. Hey, Saf, is there a way to use the optimizer and using survival set and prioritize either HP? I want having a HP champion. I want more HP in defense so it can also hit harder. I would go balance mode. GMC. We're very close to the release of the updates to fix a lot of the balance mode issues. It should go out tomorrow, hopefully. I'm just checking now if we're good to go. Sorry guys, I'm just checking. I'm just checking the status of our latest build to see if it's ready for final, just like a final run through. Let's see, okay. Okay, sorry. It looks like in the morning, I think we'll be able to push the optimizer updates, which will fix most of the issues that people had with balanced mode and desktop mode and all this type of stuff. It does have quite substantial UI changes. Like, it's for desktop, it's visually quite different. But it does allow full support for mythical champions if you've got one, and also for the new protection and stone skin accessories. So you should be, with this new update, fully up to date finally. It's been a long process. We've had a team of very, very helpful internal testers helping us out, you know, basically bug testing it and finding all the different quirks and different things. I'm sure there'll be a few issues. Like, there's one tab that still needs a little bit of work, but I think it'll be much better than what it was previously. So yeah. I am going to try and get this primal shard. I know the odds kind of suck, but I feel like any opportunity I can to get a mythical champion, I'll take it. And also this chest has got some rubbishy rewards here, so I will try to get this. I need to get up to at least a fragment, so to be honest, I might have to invest a little bit into some energy soon, because I'm starting to burn my gems like quite aggressively at the moment. So I might need to look and see what we've got. Literacy day deal. Shame there's no mythical tomes in this literacy day deal, isn't it? Funny that. We'll have a primal shard in 3 hours. This marketplace continues to be the bane of my existence. Like, grr. Someone wants to explain. Okay, this is the Michinaki bug, right? Did I build a team in the end? Can't remember what my nightmare team was in the end. I think it was this, but we took out Wuji. I can't remember. I'm just trying to check what my nightmare team was. Let's see. Find it in a minute now. Probably some of these old. One thing I want to do quickly, because I need to do this, is fix up my main Ugo, because this chick is squishy. Like, squishy. Like, what am I doing here? What do we got? Crit damage. Why have I got crit damage on here? Let's give it some defense. We lose a bit of accuracy. What we got on here? HP. This looks good. We'll find the accuracy back, it's not a problem. What do we got? HP, speed, attack, defense. It's a bit better, isn't it? This gets her up to about 3,000 defense. She was just taking a lot of squishiness, this champ. And then we were running Ugo. So, ideally in this team, I kind of want to drop the Tatora for another damage dealer. In an ideal world. But it is what it is at the moment. So let me show you what the Michinaki bug is. Okay, Michinaki is not meant to be able to do damage to dead heads. So we've got to kill a head first. So let's do that first. Oh wait, did I forget to... Have I taken gear off him? No. 252. Oh, he's just not faster than Canute, that's fine. But let's go again. You got you pull 5 sacreds. I got Calvalax, Duchess, and Glazea. Good lord. That's some insane luck. Congratulations. Okay, so we can't really hit that head at the moment, so we might as well just go, like, smack this head for some damage. Nice chunky bit of damage there. Get some hex debuffs out. So the first thing we have to do is kill a head. It's the goal. Kill a head. That's most unfortunate that that happened, but, you know, it's okay. Hey, Terry. Are we going to get back to a provoke in time, or are we going to get completely cleansed out here? Oh, we got a provoke. Good. Yes, I have got over my obsession with Cantor as a provoker, and we are now using Morley. We sped her up. We changed the team around. To be honest, I think Wuji was causing the problem last time round when we were having a really bad run of it. Like, we weren't getting the consistent, like, mischief head attacking on the like here, right? That's what we needed to have, and we weren't getting that with Wuji. So hopefully with this setup now it'll be better. She's running at like 280 speed now. She's a lot faster than what she was. Right, we can start getting rid of this. Although she is running out. Hopefully she got provoked back. Otherwise we are in... There we go. Just about kept it up. Yeah, Necmo's nuts, right? What is that in relation to, Tim? Yeah, I mean, we had a pretty rough time of it last time. I was in a bit of a weird mood on the last time we tried Hydra with Morley. But she is quite good if you build her fast enough with the right turn meter control. You just need a lot more turn meter control, basically. To basically get a background to this, right? And also, you've got to time it correctly. I was overusing the provoke before. So what shouldn't happen now is if I put Hex up on this mischief head... What should not happen... Let's just do this for a second, because I want to hold that for a moment. Okay, so what should happen... Not out here, right? So we got Hex out on this head. So this head, when it's dead, should not be able to trigger his counterattack, right? So if I just put this around a second... Provoke again is fine. So here, this shouldn't happen. Yeah? He shouldn't be able to counterattack those heads, because that's what they changed. They made it so that was not possible. But apparently now it is. We just have a lot of AoE, right? So here, for example, this effect does not work against Hydra's exposed necks. But it is. Because if I attack this head now, you'll see it's proccing his passive. He shouldn't be able to do that. This is what the bug is, because it actually means you can pump a lot of damage. Now, when this got added into its description, everyone's like, oh, they've nerfed it. And I'm pretty sure it never used to do it. But they've changed a lot of phasing in skills. I'm not entirely sure the consequence of those changes. But I think that's what's caused this bug. But you can see the difference. Because the volume of, like, obviously that's counterattacking their first target here. It is actually having a big impact because it's such a high chance to happen. Yeah, so if I keep hitting this, eventually it's going to proc again. It's probably not going to now because we'll get it here probably because we're going to hit 3 times. Yeah, see? Corsair. And every time he attacks, he's doing 100k damage. So it's a lot. So you'll probably find if you use a Michinaki team at the moment, your teams are going to be your Nightmare team is going to be a lot better than what it was before because it does add a hell of a lot more damage to him. Let's just do that. That. Whack this for some damage. really poor decision making there, because I should have waited until after the turn. I've just lost an entire turn there of Deadhead, but it's not the end of the world. Let's just get rid of some heal reduction. It's truly pathetic how much like damage Gnut doesn't do on his other abilities, gotta say. The Hex out. We weak hit. It's a shame. It's a shame we weak hit. Why do I suck at raid so hard? That's a very open-ended question, that one. Gonna have to give me more details. What particular areas do you feel like you're sucking the most at? That's a good starting point. Let's just smash this head. Provoke suck. Arena and tag. How much money do you spend on the game? That'll tell you why. I mean, depends on the tier as well. If you're only in gold 1, it's different, but... Wow, we took a lot of damage there for some reason. Oh, we got Torment Head. Of course we got Torment Head. Rather hold off a second. Oh, Torment Head into Provoke. Are you serious? Luckily, Morley can provoke without. Yeah, I've heard that Mac Chan has decided to take a break, a hiatus. I'm not surprised. Like, to stay top 20 now, it's just such a large financial investment in the game. Like, it's so difficult. It really is. Need to hold that a sec. Is there a setting in the optimizer I missed that tells me optimize to complete sets, but not require? Why would you want to use complete sets but not required sets? Zombieland? Where would that be relevant? Is there a reason why my Hydra team does more damage to hard than to normal? Husk and Artak are my DPSs. Because hard has greater maximum HP on bosses, Kai. So you are, when you're using a maximum HP nuker, you are limited to the percentage of the target's health, which is 10%. So when you increase the difficulty, the HP of those heads also increases, which means you basically get more damage. So that's why max HP scales better as you climb difficulties. You know, HP burn is a constant. HP burn will do the same damage regardless of what you're doing, whereas maximum HP will change as you go up higher. And direct damage will drop as you go up higher because obviously, naturally, you are seeing increases of defenses, you know? Oh, he's died. Bring him back alive. We're getting smashed a little bit up here. We're getting beat up. Let's just take out you, because you're a problem. Nearly. I do dislike the Torment Head very much. Kill that off. No more provoking required. Because I just like getting set bonuses, even if it's less optimal. I mean, it's not designed to do that. It's designed... The optimizer isn't designed to find you pretty builds. It's designed to find you the most successful build. So if you require a set, tell it you need a set. If you want to do damage, it will pick the set bonuses that give you the most damage. If you want to do accuracy, it will probably prioritize things like perception. It's not gonna, like, just randomly go, oh, this person likes to see set combinations, because maybe that's not beneficial, right? The concept of it is find me builds based on my requirements. Well, the requirements will never really be I want complete sets, because that adds no value to the concept of optimizing. A complete set actually adds no value. It does take into account the set bonuses, correct, yes. I really need to start taking this down. This Torment Head is a problem. Weak affinity, though. What are you getting? K to K. We're currently running this at 280 speed, give or take. We might as well whack this. We want to try and kill this head now. Need to get rid of Torment like yesterday, basically. In tomorrow's update, by the way, you will be getting... there will be... Tomorrow's update will make the mobile optimizer free for all users, and all premium users are going to get their tokens doubled permanently. So you've been at the moment, you've been on 150, which is pretty much double because we had issues, so we doubled the quota. That's going to remain, and basically people who were free will now have access to the remote optimizer and remote extractor for free. Whenever we release new features like this, we always like to put them behind premium just in case it like literally crashes the server, because it can happen, right? So we try to avoid that scenario. I don't care that I get phased, to be honest, because I need to kill that Torment Head. Do we get... Nope. It's worth a try. Boom. Oh, God. One more GNU A3 should do it, but he's about to get eaten, which is not great. Just let's get that. Make sure that can happen. Hit that head, that's fine. Drop attack. Oh, there we go. Not the best situation to be in, but there you go. We are what we are. Shouldn't take us too long to get it down, though, because we can put that up. This is the worst part, because we've got to get Gnut out. Once Gnut is out, we should be laughing. So as long as we keep hitting this head, Michalaki will get Gnut out. Nearly there. Let's just do that, make sure that happens. Give me my Gnut. Oh, really? There we go, he's out. Right, now we need to get rid of the Torment Head, because it slowed down my damage output a little bit here. That. Drop that. Heal everyone up. Didn't get it, it's fine. Got boost, that will do. I'm pretty sure Gnut's about to have his A3 available. Nope, no, one more turn. Okay. In regards to the gear optimizer, can we have an option to search a gear-specific rank of rarity? I think it's very likely that we might add, in the imminent future, an ability for you to exclude artifacts of a certain rank to satisfy the requirement that people have of having a, what we would call like an average build, right? Oh, right, give it that finally. No more. Because people often ask for, like, I don't want to use my best gear in Faction Wars, but I would really like to, I'd really like to basically build the champion. You're really low, aren't you? I think I need to get rid of you. Just to basically make sure she doesn't die. So again, here now, we shouldn't get Corsair proc on this dead head. Hasn't so far. Drop that down. So it has, see? So it's definitely busted. Shouldn't be doing that. So you can get a lot of damage out if you can get a lot of good uptime. Yeah, people have been asking for it. So it's actually very difficult to program something to give you a bad build. Right, I mean, it's very difficult to make it do that. So what I think it's possible that we will add a system where you can exclude ranks, because that's very easy to do. That's just basically redefining the pool of artifacts you want to use in your optimization flow. Let's get rid of this. Boom, boom, boom. Reset the turn meters of them all. This is going to be a big damage time now. We've got 3 dead heads. It's a bit risky when you do this because essentially... I was a waste. I should have saved that. When these heads all pop up all at the same time, if you're not ready with your abilities, it can be a problem. Like, I shouldn't have used Ugo's block buff, so we're going to have to basically try and get back around to that as soon as possible. But I'm just whacking the cursed heads because I want to try and maximize Michinaki's uptime here. The more I can whack these heads, the more I can get the Corsair proccing, the better. Because obviously it's really good damage. It's like here, for example, when I proc that, it's really good. We wouldn't do it based on rank, on rating. We do it based on rank, right? So we would basically say, I only want to use rank 5 accessories or rank 5 artifacts. It's not really going to work for like most end game players because they probably don't have rank 5s, but it'll work. Yeah, this is Nightmare QWERTY. We're just doing it because Michinaki was bugged and we wanted to see how bugged he was. I should have attacked that middle head here. Let's just do that. I'm going to hold it one more turn. Can you add the option to choose the level up artifact ascension for the optimal like glyphs? It's just useful. I was thinking about that, yeah. It's max or minimum. I don't know whether we can make it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. It's a bit complicated. And what I wouldn't want to do is like make it complicated for the sake of making it complicated. There would need to be a legitimate reason and a kind of a usefulness to doing something. Just whack this head then, shall we? Oh, we got a refresh. Okay, nice. So it's a pretty good setup, this. I'm going to wait before I block buffs because we need to get rid of the poison cloud. We're going to kill it in a minute. I got over my Morley hatred. And I rebuilt it a little bit. I should get rid of Poison Cloud. So now we just need to basically stabilize and get these set up. Block buffs. Decrease speed. Go whack this with Michinaki. Can we please have bigger drop-down menus on the optimizer? They're all being fixed, Acrobat. All of those things are what... When I'm saying we have major UI updates, that's what I'm talking about. All of the drop-downs have been optimized. All of the different viewpoints that were awkward on desktop exclusively, pretty much, have been fixed. So... I basically put Morley up to 280 speed, but I took out Wuji, and I think Wuji was the one that was causing the bigger problem. This is going to hurt. Ugh. Because Wuji was basically... Wuji was basically taking the Mischief Head, tanking. So this situation wasn't happening with Wuji, so we wasn't getting the Mischief Head attacking the Morley, which means we were losing out on turn meter boost, and that was causing a bit of a problem, so... am I still adamant that Gory's better than Creoden? The math tells me that Gory will reduce more turn meter than Creoden. But, obviously, I don't have Creoden, which is why I've been trying to get him, so I can actually put the math to a reality test to see which one actually, in the end, works out better. But as I said, I haven't been able to get Creoden. I keep getting useless epics that I already have, so... Unfortunately, I haven't been able to test it. But I want to. So... I think she's okay. I'm not saying she's the best in the world. I shouldn't have used that one. I'm being an idiot. You can tell I'm tired because I'm making decisions I shouldn't be doing. I shouldn't have used that just before I got consumption. I should have been paying attention. Yeah, Michinaki is bugged. That's what we were testing here, and I just decided to carry on. Oh, man, stole it. That's awkward. Michinaki's attacking dead heads when he shouldn't. Can we join in the attack, Michinaki? No? Okay, Michinaki doesn't want to join in the attack. And this one, maybe? No. It's very unhelpful. Go. I'll turn me a boost back. Let's just put a bit on him. Oh, look. We've got this. I guess we just smash this. It's good damage so far. It'd be nice if it reached 100 mil. I don't know if it will. You have 2 Mr. Blues. Nice. Is Hero Soul the best blessing for Michinaki? I don't know. Probably because he's defense-based until you get higher up, and then Crushing Ren probably takes over. Like we saw today the value of a 6-star Crushing Ren, didn't we? Absolutely bodied by that Luria I was. Absolutely bodied by it. Yeah, it's coming tomorrow, Brian. If everything passes its final test tonight, we're just going through the final test. Tomorrow, the big update is coming, which is going to allow extraction and optimization for all users. We've got a major UI update. We're returning balanced mode back to what it should look like. All of the menus and interfaces have been rebuilt on desktop specifically so that they fit and flow better. We have improved and bug fixed a ton of issues that have been picked up through the new systems and the different issues. Mythic champion support, stone skin protection, accessory support. It's going to be a pretty chunky update. It's why it's taken a few extra days for us to get it right, because we are trying to make sure that everything we put out is you know, fully featured. We could have put it out today and disabled remote optimizations, but we always want to make sure that anything we put out now is as close to as good as it can be. The mobile release was a bit buggy than what we wanted. We probably released it a little bit too early, but you know, these things are, you know, it is a bit like a test of... It's never straightforward as like, oh, we should have given it more time, because there's always conditions, there's always different scenarios that results in you know, making these decisions. So, but the new update, I'll show you a little bit of it now. I'll show you a little bit of it in a minute now. Yeah, it's been pretty much ready to go for about 24 hours, cool, but we had little niggly issues we had to resolve. So that we've been working on the little niggly issues, basically. Okay, I was waiting for There's a reason why I wasn't using Gnut's A3, because I was waiting to put Cursed on the dead head so that I can maximize the damage now, because you'll see why I always like to have Cursed out here when we go for this in a minute. So watch the damage on this dead head here. 154, 154, 154. So he's basically just done 450,000, and he can go again because he's literally just, he's got a refresh proc. So we can repeat that again. If we can get back around to it in time, which we will. Provoke. We can repeat exactly the same thing again, and what are we going to get? 154, 154, 154. We actually kill the head. He wrecks that suffering head. Michinaki continues to join. It's really, really good. It's not 30%, Dimitra. What happens is the Hex does 10%, but because the decapitated heads take 200% more damage, it takes the Hex and multiplies it by the decapitation concept. So it's not that it's doing 30%, it's basically doing what 10% is on a decapitated head. No. Yes, I do. I run 300 on him. But to be honest, I don't really think I need to. I don't use his A2, A1. Yeah, so we're hitting the suffering head for 10%, right? So basically we're hitting the suffering head 10% 3 times. So Hex on a single target is basically 10% of the initial damage. So we're doing 10% of the boss's max HP, and then we're doing 10% of that 10%. That then gets given to the decapitated heads, which is around about 50, which is around about like, what is it, 145, what was it, 154, wasn't it? So it's like probably like 500k, so it would be 50k. And then because the head is dead, you get the decapitation bonus. So it takes the 50,000 Hex component and multiplies it by 3 to give you the 150,000, but it's doing it per hit. So you essentially get so much damage on a GNU A3. It becomes an AoE max HP nuke because of the amount that you can do with Curse. That's why Hex is so important with GNU specifically, because of the value you get from his damage. Templar, I appreciate the $5. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. We need to provoke. Now, this is what I should watch. See, I shouldn't attack with my A3 because my Ugo's about to get consumed. I better hold that. I wouldn't... She's good at provoking if you can build her with Necmo and fast. If she doesn't have Necmo, she's probably very difficult to build, right? You need to build her with boosters. She's not as good as someone like a Solus or a Coronar, or someone like a Cantra for just consistently provoking, because she has got a long cooldown. But she is probably quite good for in the right team, right? It's got to be the right team. I hate this Torment head. Like, she's getting hammered here a little bit. Ugo will help us now, hopefully. See? So that's the first time we've lost provoke. Now, this could kill us. There's a risk she just dies here. Thankfully, we had the heal back. Let's try and kill this Wrath head off. That was a bit of a mistake, actually. I should not have attacked that. But she's so dead. She may live, but I don't think she will. Which is a problem, because she needs to be healed. Because she's my reviver. And that's a bit of a problem. Oh well, I guess we're now running to the end on what we've got here. We've got really bad luck there. There's not much one can do. Torment head always causes me problems, I find. You know, so this is the thing. If I was using Cantra there, she would never die because I don't have to build her so fast and I can build her incredibly, like, tanky. Whereas with Morley, because we have to build her faster, it's going to cause problems. Honestly, I am entertaining building a nuke. Basically dropping Tatora Rhymehide and just building a full nuke Shamael. I'm entertaining it, to be honest. Like, normally you would want to, like, build a Shamael not with damage, but I've got 3 of them. I might just build a full nuke Shamael. Because this run has failed now. So, and to be honest, do I really want to commit a 62 mil when I can go harder? So, yeah, exactly, Abad. So, you know, I mean, I'm not going to keep this result. But Michinaki is pumping. So, obviously, a big component of Michinaki's damage there is Hex's damage from Gnut. So, you need to take like 20, like probably 10 mil and give that to Gnut because it's, you know, he's doing 450,000 on Hex dead heads. But, you know, I can do a lot better than this. In terms of Morley here, Morley's in Reflex. So this is the build she's in now. She's at 282 speed, 4.1k defense, 53k HP, 400 accuracy, 400 resistance, in full Reflex gear. You know, and she's got Accuracy Mastery. So I don't really know how she took so much damage, to be honest. She just died. Not really sure what happened there. Why is Shamael so good? Because whenever there's a fear head, whenever fear appears, he basically just cleanses it. So this passive here, whenever you get a fear, he just removes it. And because of this ability here, as long as he's got 3 buffs up, which is pretty easy to acquire because you can do, like, Blood Shield. You can give, like, if you think my team has got Nekmuthar, it's going to give him increased speed. Blood Shield is another buff, so he just needs to find 1 more buff in the team. I don't actually know if we can get enough buffs in there. Are we able to actually get enough buffs in there for that team? So if we were to take that out and put one of the Shamaels in, because we've got a few of them. We do have a collection of Inquisitor Shamaels, I've got to say. One of them's awakened. I don't know which one is awakened. Shamael. Oh, none of them are awakened. So if we just put one of them in. Do we have enough buffs here? Because she only buffs herself. Michinaki doesn't do any buffs. There's not enough buffs. Obviously, I can use Blood Shield. That'll get him 1 buff, but there's not another buff in the team. I need another buff somehow. It's a shame. No, Michinaki's too good a damage dealer to change. Michinaki's a better damage dealer than Shamael. Who do you run here, Vad? Yeah, I think it's going to be something to do with Siroth Templar. Who would you fix up, Lusa? I don't have Bishop, otherwise I would totally use him. Cool. Yeah, Bishop would be someone I use. It just doesn't no, the problem with Mithrala is, and this is one of the reasons why I want to get rid of Mithrala. By the time you've got decreased speed, leech, block, decreased defense, block buffs, provokes, you will with Mithrala, if she randomly attacks the provoke head, the decay head too much, you're going to overfill the debuff bar. And that's why I've been trying to get rid of Mithrala out of my team, because there's been scenarios and situations where I haven't been able to reapply Provoke because I've overfilled the debuff bar, because there's just too many debuffs in the team. So, and Mithrala would be losing me damage, basically, because Michinaki will always out-damage Mithrala. So, that's the only thing I worry about Mithrala is, you know? Is it me, or does excluding a champ in team suggestions not work? I'll have to test it. What about another cleanser instead of Shamael? Yeah, you could do. I'd like a third damage source if I'm on a shooter, to try and push the damage higher. Like, provoking is fine. Morley will be okay. Morley's able to provoke it pretty much consistently. Torment causes a problem because it breaks our, like, Nekmothar boosting, but Shamael would fix that. Yeah, it's a nightmare team. So, I don't have Grisor. No, Monkey King doesn't bring anything because I have him built for Arena and I wouldn't want to rebuild him for Hydra. So, it's pretty good, I think. It's fine, honestly. It could work. Rebuild Shamael when I have a bit of thing. Yeah, I don't have 2 Hanorak either. So, just use a Krizia. I've got an Krizia just lying around, guys, honestly. What's our Hydra Clash like? How many of them are using the... Oh, we got a Trunder user. Not above. Another Trunder user. Another Trunder. These guys don't like the Cadaver teams. They just like Trunder teams, apparently. That's 120 million. It's pretty good. We'll see what we get to. We've only used 15 keys so far, so... Shooter's right up there with his Giga-charged Gnut. That Shooter's team. Michinaki pumping. Shooter's the one that highlighted to me that Michinaki was busted, by the way. So, big props to Michinaki. So, he's got a 6-star Gnut in Relentless. I actually have him in Reflex because I don't use his A2. Both are absolutely fine builds. They're not a problem either way. So, yeah. Any idea if you can make an unkillable ultimate with a dupe Emic? With a dupe Emic, probably check. Ooh, a double Emic. I haven't really looked about that. It's a good concept. We've got to do a little bit of tag team for our dailies. I hate tag team arena, but let's do it anyway. What do we got then? Should we take on a Taras team? God forbid. That's just horrific setup. That's just horrific because they've got that. That one might be alright. No. Six-star banner. We'll never get a turn. Honestly. Tag team arena lately feels really hard. I don't know if it's just that people have stopped playing the game. But, like, look at all these teams here. These are all, like, what I'd expect to see in Gold 4. They're all, like, you know, frigging +2s and stuff. It's got really hard lately. That's fine. Do that. Take him out. Put in Constantine. Alright, cool, Acrobat. Damn it. The same as in it's harder, or you find it's the same as it's always been? Because it feels harder for me, MT77. This one I'm just hoping I can basically knock out his stone skin, which I did. He's just going to kill itself, aren't we? Okay, there we go. It's one win. What do we got here? This one's achievable, so we can put that up against that. Put our Fenax in. It's amazing I haven't actually picked up a Fenax soul. I've got souls for every other champion in the game, but I still haven't got a Fenax soul. It's unbelievable. Well, the thing with Goal 4 is it's very hard to demote because not much people fight each other up there. Alright, well. That did not go to plan. I made a mistake. I will probably lose this because I made a big mistake. Because I should have used A2 on Ultimate Death Knight, then used the A3 after this, because now I can't get rid of this, which is a real problem. He's dead, it's fine. He'll come back alive. So I can't actually do anything for a turn. And he's countering my ability to do stuff, like I basically need to do that. So I can actually attack someone without block debuffs. We might be alright now. Oh, that's problematic. I made a mistake here. I don't think I can recover it either. I might be able to. Put that back on there. Hold that one more turn because I needed to wait for that. Oh, he just... no. Okay. Nearly there. Before I can get control. Right, now take all that. That's what I needed. So now I can start hitting people. Ah. I made a mistake on that rave. I should have A2'd instead of A3. Set me behind like 3 rotations, and by that point it's too much. Oh, well, this is going to take a while. Might get lucky if we can kill the if we can kill the Baron before he gets a turn. Nope. Ah, this is what I mean. It just feels like everything has got so much harder at the moment. This is why Mac Chan's quit, because the only way you can keep up is just by, like, spending. And you're not even, like, spending to progress, just spending to keep up. To be fair, I probably could have won the first one there if I actually played properly. This is what I should have done the first time, is that. So this happens. That's not a problem because I can hit that. It will hurt me, but it's okay. I can tank 2 1 hits. Then I can steal everything to stop the block passive cycling. Then I can probably just do that because I'm going to have to wait 1 more turn for his stone skin because we didn't sheep. We resisted. We got 3%'d, which kind of sucks. There's nothing we can really do about that. But what we can do is probably just start picking on him there. Nice. Because it's double hits. Yeah, we got to do it for dailies. I try that again. There you go. Now we can take out this guy. See, this is what I made the mistake. So when I was saying before, I made a mistake. It's because I did the A3. instead of the A2. I should have done the A3 after, when the block damage was up. So I take away the block damage, then he can't counterattack, then they can't cycle. But because I did it before, I created a scenario where I couldn't actually get control of the fight. But I've got control of the fight now because nothing they can really do. I'll probably still lose wave 2, but even that was close. Just get rid of him again. Best way to farm silver, Spider 20. Spider 20 is the place to get silver. There we go. What blessing to place on a 6-star Padma? Padma should do pretty good damage. Probably Cruelty. She's all single targets, so Crushing Rend's not great. Well, maybe Crushing Rend. Phantom Touch is not bad at 6-star. This is all about, can I actually, like, survive a hit? Which is always a bit close. It's the second follow-up. It's very well built. This is a very well built defense because he gets double ally attack and double ally protection. So we're going, it's repeating the same system again where I'm actually trying to kill the Baron. I got a good hit that time before the protection was up. So as long as the Baron dies, we pretty much win this. Like that, we've won. Where last time we didn't kill the Baron in time. They can't really kill my Cupidus before he's going to kill them. For some reason, he didn't have the ally protection up on the Baron. I'm going to guess the ally protection duration on the Baron was of greater length than the one that Chris tried to place. So therefore, I couldn't replace it, which means that when it expired, when I killed the Necret, I was able to one-shot it. Ooh, programmed badly. It's a triple. Well, it's not blood. But that's why Mac Chan's quit, because he's like, I'm spending money, not because I want to enjoy the game, but because the only way that I can keep up is by spending money. And if I have to spend money, what's the point? And he's got tired of it, basically. Look at all these teams. Like, I could basically fight some of them. This one's alright. I want a better nuker than that. Probably Vlad's. That's a dead whisper. I don't really know what this Duchess is doing, to be honest. Well, that was awkward. She counterattacked. Probably going to lose now. I think we just try and take some out. There we go. Stop giving him turn meter. Boost. Take. Kill the Necrat. No. He is so got that ally protection. I need to have like. Oh no. 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 It's so over. Come on. Oh, no. Oh, wait. We can stop it, but I think it's too late. Wait. Oh, we're on the edge of our seats here. Can we actually do... Can we survive? Let's just kill you. Boost. Whisper, do your thing. Thank you. Yes, Whisper. See, there's nothing that the Church of Whisper cannot do. We have to kill the Duchess like yesterday now, though. See? Easy. Easy! I remember the days when Mac-chan had like 7 Necrets and we were all like, oh god, we have no chance. But it kind of highlights the point I was making in the video today, where they've turned the summoning pool into not a fun experience because you just can't get anything of value out of it anymore. It just doesn't feel like it's worth your time and effort to pull a shard, because you know what you're going to walk away with is some useless champion that you've already got a copy of, or is an epic that has no use because it's dated. Like, the catch-up mechanics of the game are just too poor. So why would you bother pulling a shard? Like, I pulled 4 Sacreds today. Well, absolutely nothing. So, hey, so I have a question. I have an Akrizia, Chris, Ogo, Kimi as my Hydra core team. Can I use Shamael and Michinaki in the team, or is that team too squishy and will eventually die? Krisk is a pretty good carry. Ogo is pretty good healing. I mean, if you can kill the heads quickly, then you haven't got a problem, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. If you can kill heads, then you're not taking damage. If you're not taking damage, then it's absolutely fine. So, give it a try. It would certainly smack some damage numbers with all that damage you've got as a profile. It'd be really good. So, really? Just going to revive it now, and it's going to have Veil, and now I can't kill it because the A2 is going to come out. Really? Like 10% more damage. Like 1% more damage even would have got that done. Are we ready for the Harima A2? Here it comes. Boof. Well, he's down. At least that's something. I really need to take Alva out of flow. At least he's strong affinity. I just need to kill. The problem is I need to get to the champions. Elva is a really problematic champion of trying to get to champions sometimes, because you actually can't physically attack them because she keeps putting Veil up. Like, this is the best opportunity we've got now. To basically just stop her from doing something. Kill. There we go. We're alright now. She's actually really frustrating to fight in arena sometimes because you just can't actually... You can't get to her. See, she puts Veil up on the target, so now I've got to just... There's so much debuffs to, like, get rid of. So... If I hit Supreme Elhain with a Monkey King's A2, and it should have either killed her or turned her into sheep, right? Yes. But she was under ally protection from Neckwet, so somehow neither were turned into a sheep and no one died. Is this a bug? Or is it supposed to work? Did you have some sort of deflection situation happen? Because no, it shouldn't happen. You know, if you basically attack someone with an A2... I mean, you might have resisted as well. Did you resist potentially? 2k damage. So I should keep Dubamic or empower him. I would keep him. There's no point empowering a champion until you're +4 or +2 in them anyway. And you don't want to lose your Faction Guardians, because I can't imagine you've got Sylvan Watcher Faction Guardians maxed, so... What's going on here? It looks like a straight slugfest. Put that up against that. And try and outpower that with Baron. Probably lose, but it's fine. Any good guys on Ruel the Huntsman? I think I've done a guide on him before on the channel rated. I can't remember. Oh, that's awkward. This was always about whether or not we were going to lose, like the stone skin. Strip the stone skin, so now we're basically useless. Well, that'll help, but he's too squishy. He's going to die. Maybe not. Let's hope yet. If we kill a candy, maybe. They keep attacking it. Maybe. There's hope. I actually thought we were going to lose this one. Get a bit of a heal out. Keep attacking him. Yeah, keep this up, guys. Keep it up. It's fine. That was not fine. That should be good. Kill him again. Oh, now we lost that. We need a cleanse. That's awkward. That was awkward. We got so close. Ah! Now we're never going to get a turn because the Romantu is going to conquer us. Warlord really needs to lose his turn meter control. I say it every single stream. He has too much turn meter control. Yeah, you can't steal. Yeah, that's fine. To that. Steal those buffs. Let's just take out Skull Lord Vargal, shall we? No more Skull Lord Vargal. I do actually need to wait for his A3 again, or resheep this dude over here. Pythian is actually not a great person to pair up against with Leorius because he's going to heal him up. He's like, you're removing damage from him. It's really not great. So easy. Not for a while, if at all. They've confirmed that the primal shard ×2 will happen. Unless you mean like the legendary epic, that could happen next week. But the actual primal mythical drops won't change. Okay, so we need to beat one faction wars boss. Yeah, I'll show you the Fennex build now in a second, Aethelred. Let me just get the boss killed here. No, I think lockout is fine. I just don't think he should be able to drop your turn meter down to 0. Even if it was like reduces turn meter by 20%, that would be fine. The biggest problem I tend to have with Warlord isn't the fact that he locks me out for my abilities, it's the fact he also takes away my turn. So not only do I lose the ability to start catching up, I'm losing the turn, which means that he's always going to be on top of me, and I can never actually get back to using any of my skills. I can't run him faster than him, I can't do anything. Because every time he just keeps locking my turn meter down. So I feel like if they just changed it so that he had less turn meter control, it would balance him out. He would still be strong and still be a top champion, so he wouldn't lose any value of it, but it would make him a bit fairer to fight against. It would offer some counters, which currently there are none. The only way you counter Warlord is you counter it with a Yumiko or a faster Warlord, right? Or you do have champions like Cupidus that can survive against it, right? So it's not so much of a problem then. Well, it's a 70% chance. It seems to happen an awful lot for something that's only, like, meant to happen a little bit. Hey, Taha. Yeah, you have to A1 him to death. The problem is, though, if you haven't got champions that can actually take a turn because he keeps dropping your turn meter, that's a problem, you know? Isn't it lovely the Baron keeps using the wrong abilities? I honestly, to be honest, whenever I fight fear, whenever I put fear on enemies, it never works for me. I feel like I always lose my abilities. Whenever I have fear on me, it works the other way. It's probably just an internal bias, but the amount of times I watch it, I'm like, this isn't going to work. He's going to take a turn, and he takes a turn and it ruins me. It's unreal. Do you know what the worst thing is, Aaron? They actually buffed him to that state. His A3 used to be a 5-turn cooldown. They actually buffed it to a 4-turn cooldown. We were all sitting there when they did it. Like, why are you buffing this champion? He's already mega strong. So he actually got buffed to be an OP. It's crazy. Yeah, so they basically tried to make Glizea the counter to Warlord. The problem is, you need consistency. So she couldn't consistently do it, so therefore she's useless. So I know it's not like that, but it just feels like whenever you're using fear and you're relying on the enemy to be feared, they never do. It's why I say fear is not a crowd control effect. With stun is guaranteed. With sleep is guaranteed as long as you don't wake them up. Fear is just not guaranteed. So you can't rely on it. It just doesn't stay there. Yeah, so if you want to counter, you know, you're asking her to basically counter a champion that can lock out all of your skills to maximum cooldown 100% of the time every 4-turn cooldown, and you're giving her a 50% chance. That's not the solution. The solution has to be she's immune. Right? And then you need to give her a skill set that makes her, like, counter that. There we go. Got to rebuild our silver stockpile. It's looking a bit ropey right now. I know there's, like, a tag team tournament that I should be doing more effort on, but really I can't be bothered. Actually, I need to... Mortal... Yeah, I can't be bothered to do that. I am tracking all of my gains from soul stones and stuff this month, so we can do a bit of a video on that. I want to get this primal shard if I can, and I'd be interested to see what we got out of this chest. But we kind of need to do that. So someone wanted to see my Fenax build. Fenax is in lethal with crit damage. I haven't looked at rebuilding him in a while. He's at 6.1k attack, 267% crit damage, 210 speed. No accuracy, no resistance. Even though, actually, he's quite competent in Hydra because you get block buffs on a pretty good opportunity, like 80% chance, 85 with sniper. You also get like decreased defense, decreased speed on a 4-turn cooldown, really strong damage. It's actually quite a competent damage dealer on lower Hydra. It's very good. I haven't really given my thoughts on it, but it is what it is. You know. Yeah, the problem is Aether Red. She just doesn't do anything once she is immune, does she? So. So I'll give you a little bit of a preview of what's coming tomorrow. Some bugs that have just been reported to me. So this is what the new optimizer view is going to look like tomorrow. As you can see, we have revamped the layout. I'm giving you a little bit of a preview here of what's coming. You'll be able to see loads more champions on screen. Loads more. We have rebuilt the new layout for the champions here, so you can see all the details. Optimization flow has changed up. So you can see it here. If you have a mythical champion, there will be an icon that shows here that you can switch the forms to optimize upon. So there'll be a little icon here that you can switch it. Me and Hellhades recorded a video today, which is going to come out tomorrow. That kind of goes through all the big changes and everything else that's coming. You know, the main thing is obviously balanced mode is coming back here, so you can put your balanced priorities and stats here. Something that iAcrobat was asking about, like the drop downs, like we fixed the drop downs now, so they're not broken. Where they needed more space, there's more space. Where you didn't need space, it's absolutely fine. So skills, for example, now is fitting better. Target is fitting better. Masteries are fitting better. Duplicates, that's all better. We got artifacts here. For some reason, still not working on the picture, which is driving me mad because it keeps trying to do the wrong number, like the wrong sentence. It's really annoying. I have to fix that. These are stone skin accessories, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But it's not doing it here, interestingly. Interesting. It's just changing to different places. There you go. Funny that. They could still be ×2 as big or more. I mean, there's no space for that, my friend. They're fine. Look, you can see everything. Look. You can see everything. Hey, Bronco. See? You can see everything. It's all good. Teams is apparently having a bit of an issue, so I need to have a look at why Teams is having an issue. Probably something to do with the new update. We've got Team Optimizer overview has changed here, so you can see like we've got a new visual layout for it. It's a little bit prettier, better organized. We've got team suggestions. We've changed the buttons to add a bit more spacing to make it look and feel a little bit better. Team view details here, as always. So yeah, that's kind of like what's coming tomorrow. Yeah, the problem is, though, if we make it any taller, everything just becomes way too tall, you know? So yeah, it's coming soon. Some of the main changes that people asked for. When you use this view now, you can see skills on the list. Right, so you'll be able to see the skill damage comparison in this list view as you want. You've got differences for your EHP is on every single build. Skill damage assessment and EHP assessment is now on balanced, on damage, on survival. You can change this default view as well. When you go into the view here, you'll be able to actually see the comparisons within this view as well. These live stats here as well show you the current build, so you can compare it side by side, so you can pretty much see everything all on the same screen whenever you need to in basically one place. So that's kind of like a preview of what's coming tomorrow. This mobile optimization here is going to be available to all users. And if you also have a small screen, you can shrink the menu. The menu is optional. If you want it shrunk because you've got a small screen, you can shrink the menu and you can, you can do that. I prefer when we could see the artifacts while it was searching. You can. BTW? What do you mean? You absolutely can. When you optimize, and you optimize here when you start it, obviously I'm on the staging environment, so I can't do it locally. When it is optimizing in your view in this list here, you will be able to see this running. If it's running still, you can pause it to look at the build and then go back. So there's pause functionality, you can see all the view. So I don't really know what you mean where you would prefer when you could see the artifacts while it was still searching. If you mean on the left-hand side, that was a sacrifice we had to do to actually make this fit skills, right? People wanted skills in this view. Well, there was no space if I had it over the left-hand side here, so we had to make the adjustment to basically give more stuff on the screen. So when would the Monkey Man be on the website? What Wukon's on the website? Sun Wukong should be on the website. We are working through the mythical champs, but Sun Wukong should be. So yeah, so if you want to view a build, just because the way that it loads, you just have to pause it. The optimizer will still carry on in the background, but when you pause it, then you can actually view them. And if the optimizer finishes whilst you were paused, it will say, do you want to see the last, the final results that I found? And then it will reload the final results. So, sorry, I'm sweating buckets here. Yeah, so the biggest problem BWT was it was fine on larger screens, but when I started fixing it for like small factored laptops and desktops, there just wasn't enough space for it all. There's enough space for this, but not for like, you know, all of this view. It just wouldn't fit. And then it was just making the screen incredibly tall, and it was just causing loads of problems. I haven't finished really making this sort of stuff here pretty. We'll probably improve these over time. But you can see now, because it's this wide, I have got space to put a column if I wanted to for the area bonuses here. Instead of highlighting them, I can put probably area bonuses as a column now, which I didn't have the space for before. So yeah, so a lot of these changes are going to improve the view. There's a big change view, but I know a lot of people wanted this priority back now. So you can literally, if you wanted to, if you were crazy enough to do all of the stats, I wouldn't recommend more than 4 or 5. But you can have tiebreakers. You can pick the priority you want. We've also written a full explanation here as to how it works, you know. So you can basically understand it in detail what it's doing, which is one of the main issues I wanted to make sure we solved, was being clear about how something works. And we'll be putting a new video here so that you can actually get the information about how it works. And yeah, so hopefully it's going to improve a lot of things. We've got a lot of bug fixes in the background as well. So, you know, hopefully it's better. But that's just a little preview of what's coming tomorrow, hopefully. There's a few little bugs I got to fix, but other than that, it's fine. Honestly, mobile like trying to get everything fit all different things, and it's not even like when it's landscape, it's when you turn to portrait and when you try to get different things. So when we launched the remote optimizer, we had a very good mobile view. We had a pretty decent big screen view, but there was just some issues across the board in terms of like, with all the dragon done, am I close to this book? Oh, Joe, I'm 1 point away from a book. I might as well run it one more time, shall we? Run it one more time. But it should help, you know. But that said, that will be coming tomorrow, along with free mobile extraction and remote optimizations. And if you were a premium user, or still are a premium user, your token allocation now will remain the doubled values that it was. So an uncommon now has 150 a week, a rare's 300, 1200 for an epic, and 100,000 for a legendary. So can we have a text box instead of a flyout maybe, so we can see what type we're searching for? I am probably going to look at some of the types of drop downs, Acrobat, in terms of like, is it more appropriate to have like lookups like we have with the team suggestions for excluding champions? So that's probably something like quality of life stuff I'll try to improve on as we go through it, you know. Sun Wukong is nowhere to be found. Literally there. There is Sun Wukong. Yeah, I probably will use him in one of my teams. I'll need to book him first, right? So, like, it depends where he sits in the booking priority. He'll sit in the fragment collector till an optimal time to pull it. So, yeah. Aren't you using one PC page and another mobile version like other pages I use on the phone? Wouldn't that be easier? That's actually quite a dated concept, Bronco. Most websites now will not develop a separate mobile website like m.facebook.com from the days of old. Responsive design is fully capable of doing it. It just requires the developer time and effort to make sure that they make it fully responsive. So that wasn't the problem. The problem was we were probably a little bit too focused on trying to make the mobile experience good, and we left a few errors and issues on the remote side of things, on the desktop side of things, that needed to be improved. But there was also like, there's a legacy issue involved here where we probably have added loads of content over time and added loads of features over time into the optimizer, and we haven't really ever gone back and redone the entire layout to make it fit everything. We've just been putting new modules and new components and new additions bit by bit. So it was probably a healthy time for us to actually go through and review it all in a bit more detail to kind of go, okay, well, look, do you know what? It's time we rejigged the layout a bit and actually got it looking prettier, which is what we've done now. So we went through and we basically made the whole layout a little bit more of a complete product rather than, like, 18 months worth of development patched into a single web page. So yeah, programming wise, you don't really want to maintain two different versions of the same thing. So have you still got to be a premium user to be on mobile versions? Not from tomorrow, David. From tomorrow, when we release this update that I was just previewing, we will be unlocking the remote optimization and the remote extraction to all users, irrespective of your subscription status. We always release new stuff to premium first because, one, we value that premium users support our site, support the team, support the development of these tools. It wouldn't be possible without any of our premium members. So it's a way to reward them, almost a bit like early access. And the other thing is we always want to make sure that when we introduce something new, we don't break the servers. We didn't know how much usage there would be. We didn't know how the servers would cope, so we wanted a bit of data first. So by releasing it to premium users first, we get an idea of usage, and then we can make a decision, okay, is it capable of being able to expand out to the full user base? And if so, can we do it? Because we always want to make sure that, everything we do is inclusive to all aspects of our community, not just like the far and few flung between, We want people to feel like everyone involved can get involved, which is why we did the mobile optimizer, because there was a significant proportion of the player base that are mobile only that couldn't take advantage of the tool. So we've tried to do that. Why does the artifact program and install when I misclick on it, not update? I don't know what you mean by program. If you mean the installer and you click uninstall and it doesn't ask you for confirmation, that's probably just because we haven't we had a lot of initial problems with trying to get the installer not flagging for antiviruses because of the type of program it is. So we generally don't like messing with the installer as much as we can. So that's probably why. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. We did have a series of internal testing, but there is really no substitute for volume. Obviously, some of the bugs that we had probably should have been picked up in testing a little bit, but then, it's not as simple as it sounds. It's not like some of the bugs that we saw with the Playroom have released, where it's like, physically the ability just doesn't work and you could figure it out in 5 minutes, right? Some of these are users going and using it in an advanced way, or a way that we didn't expect them to use it. Like balanced mode, for example, is a classic example where we didn't realize some of the ways that people were using balance mode, and then when they explained to us what they were doing and why they couldn't do it, we could see with the legitimate reasoning why they need the old balance mode back, which is fine, because that's good community feedback cycling, essentially, because we've had people come to us and say, this isn't quite right, I need you to improve it. Okay, we'll improve it. But there is no substitute for volume, right? There is no substitute for having good interaction with lots of people using it, because then you start finding all the different weird ways that people use some programs, or someone maybe pressed like 5 buttons in a unique way that nobody thought to press, and it caused a weird interaction. So what I want to do now is make some more rank 4s. Honestly, I feel like all I've done lately is champion training. It's brutal. Idea for the optimizer in battle scenario, you could add a typical arena scenario for damage dealers and defense champions. Yeah, I think we definitely stayed away from arena because we didn't want 2 reasons mainly. One, it's very difficult because it's subjective to the arena defense you're fighting, why you might pick that team. And secondly, we didn't want to get involved with like maybe bring in competitive integrity into some sort of question or something like that, so we decided to stay away from arena suggestions. So I think it's far better to make content that we do through our YouTube networks, YST making content, me making content, Hellhades making content, articles on the website that basically give you the information as a guidance rather than trying to give you it as a programmatic solution. So No, it shouldn't do that, Bronco. It'll never uninstall. That sounds like a local issue. We've not had any reports of the uninstaller being removed if you don't want to update. So if you're saying when you open the extractor and it says there's an update, you want to update, if you say no, then it should just carry on as normal. If you open the installer and uninstall, then it will uninstall. If you open the installer and say update, it should work fine. I've not heard any reports of that. So if that is happening to you, I would recommend you join the Hellhades Discord, go to the optimizer bug reports and basically bug report that so that the team can identify why your installer is uninstalling itself, because it shouldn't be doing that. And I haven't heard anyone else saying it's doing that. So it could be a local issue. It could be a general issue. You know, it could be something that's definitely happening. But it's just one of those things. I would suggest put it into the bug reports and then we can dig deeper with the team. So I feel like my next 24 hours is going to be hardcore champion training. And then because we've got Hydra, right? The next faction games thing that I got to do is Hydra with Night Revenants. I'm going to have to farm the crap out of Ice Golem because I need provoke gear. There's literally 3 provokers in Night Revs. There is Deathless, which is a 100% chance on a 3-turn cooldown. There's Burgoth, which I think he's like 45%, I want to say. Is it 45%? Something like that. Maybe 65%, but not 100%, and he's on a cooldown. And then I think we've got one other champion, which I can't remember what it is, that can do provoke. So there's just not a lot of provoke options. So I'm probably going to have to substitute it with provoke sets. So I'm going to have to farm Ice Golem a lot. It's going to be fun. Can't use legendaries, unfortunately. No legendaries allowed in Night Revs for faction games. Warmer actually hits really hard. So, yeah, I'm going to get the Primal Shard. It might be the only place we ever get a Primal Shard shorts. So, to be honest, I could use Legendary Book and the Stone as well, so I might as well go for it. I got to get to 7,000 points anyway. So if I'm like halfway there, I might as well try and finish it, yeah? I really am tired of doing champion training, though. Because, you know, it comes to a point with certain level of accounts, like my level account, where what the hell do I upgrade anymore? I've got so many legendary, I've got so many rank 6 champions, I just don't know what else to upgrade. You know, in the last 2 days, I've basically upgraded Skull Crown, a second Skull Crown, Lady Arash, and did Masteries for Lady Arash, Golden Reaper, and Ashwalker. So it's like I've done a fair bit of champion training already, and I'm like looking for champions on my list. I'm like, okay, who do I upgrade? So I was hoping to get some of the epics today, you know, some of the newer ones. I've got them sitting there with souls waiting to add to them. Like, for example, we got Ethelyn the Pointless. You know, I'd like to get another Isbale. I'd like to get Ambassador back. I don't have a Swaren. I haven't picked up Colin. I don't have an Ender because we had to feed it for the fusion. What else we got here? Oh, look, we could have awoken the damn Lady Arash. Could have got 500 more attack on our Lady Arash. That's annoying. I mean, it probably would have pushed us over the player power, to be fair. Would that have made a difference here? We would have been under player power. Ah, I could have used an awakened Lady Arash. Just imagine if I had like a fully awakened Skull Crown here. The damage I could do. I'm actually quite surprised that there is a rare champion in the faction that has 100% 3-turn cooldown weaken. I know it's only 15%, but it more than satisfies our needs here. The fact that you just need anyone with weaken, you know, it's great. Let's not pick the Shatterbones. There you go. The worst part is I'm going to have to rebuild all of these champions now for Hydra, because I have to use them in about a week's time on the 16th. So we're going to have to farm a hell of a lot of silver. So, yeah, Deathless is interesting. The problem with Deathless for me though is literally just to provoke. There's nothing else, right? At least Bergoth gives me like incidental healing. There's nothing else there, right? I do not want 7-star champion surge. I want to pull the epics that I don't have. That's what I want. I mean, this is the thing. They made a catch-up mechanic, which I thought was pretty good in Prism Shards, and then they put it behind a paywall. I was like, that's not what we were asking for. I think someone said the very worst case scenario is something like 230 because of the way the probability and odds work with the Mercy system. You probably don't have to go 300 deep. Like, the odds of you having to go 300 deep is very, very low, someone was telling me. I think, was it Shooter or Maps to Fail? Someone in the clan was basically doing the math on it. So you can see, like, as I said, this new Isla would be interesting to try out. Aishma, if I had her. Swaren. Isbile. Lethelin. You know? Those are the champions that I would probably upgrade at the moment because they're interesting. But it is getting to the point now where it's like, you know, who do I 60? There's so many champions at 60. You know, I start looking down here and I go, Siege Hulk I've had to 60 recently. I 60'd Aotha recently. Basatha I 60'd recently. I could do Ruach, I guess. But it's just like, I'm just 16 champions for the sake of it now. I've been looking for some interesting epics to do maybe. Like Durandal. I did just get Illicinia the other day. So we could use Illicinia as an interesting Hydra champion content piece. And I'm always trying to think about champions that might be interesting from a content perspective as well. I don't just want to like 60 champions for the sake of 60. I always try to think of like, what can I do content on? What champions in this list are actually kind of interesting to do? So like, for example, you know, I got Runekeeper here. He's a very good clan boss champion. These champions I actually need to put gear back on and put them back into the vault. They're all like duplicated out here. We just haven't gear cleansed fully yet. Like Rehab, I'm pretty sure I kept a Rehab. Did I keep a Rehab in here? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I put him in here. Yeah, he'll be a champion I'll be interested in doing. Who else have we got in here? Let's see. That one might be interesting. We've got a Franox already. Oh, I do have an Ender Moonbeam. That's cool. Ender's good. But the thing is, when you start 16 champions, then they have to come out of the reserve vault and go into the master vault. And I was like, I haven't got space. So it's like I'm just 16 champions without gear, essentially. Man-eaters. Like, Ethlin's one of the newer champions I guess I can work on. I really just don't like him. I think he's a pointless champion, but, you know. YST says he's really good. So if YST says he's good. There's Bergoth. I probably actually need to pull Bergoth out. I'll probably need to pull Bergoth out, actually, now thinking about it. Why is... Go away. Because I might actually have to 60 him. So he might be a candidate that I should just 60 right now because I might have to use him. So we'll keep him in collection. Actually, we should probably look at Hydra a little bit. Like, I'm pretty certain... Like, from... We're going to be doing it on hard, right? So... Filter. It's got to be epic, rare, or legendary in night revs. Vildrax is really good. The problem is poisons are sucking Hydra, Peter. So because poisons kind of suck in Hydra, Vildrax as a consequence sucks in Hydra, right? Vildrax is the one that does poison. Or am I thinking of Verticata? Nope. No, I'm thinking about Takata. Vildrax is good with his healing. I mean, the biggest problem with the Mercy system for mythical shards is, are you actually ever going to get close to it? If you need 200 of those primal shards, so far, that's priced to like $8 a shard. That's way too much. So, for certain, that's going in. We know that's the case. Definitely that. Definitely that. Those three are kind of fixed. I think there's no option around that, right? That gives us decreased defense, it gives us hex, it gives us decreased attack, it gives us debuff extension and damage, okay? It's a great chance. It's a great start. It's a great framework. We probably need this champion in. Or this. I don't really want both. Because I feel like they're doing the same thing. So I don't really want both. And we do need some, like, Rector Drath kind of gives us a little bit of protection. Also helps us with the resist game, so we can kind of, like, you know, push up some resist. Trying to see what we'd use here. None of these at the moment. Yeah, but Deathless doesn't bring anything else. That's the problem, really, isn't it? Like, I've got a Deathless in here somewhere. There. So, like, all you're getting with Deathless is this. Because you can't ever do that. Because all this does is attacks one enemy. Because there's no dead allies. This doesn't work because there's no dead allies, right? It's designed to have dead allies. So you're basically bringing a Reflect and a Provoke. Whereas at least with Bergoth, you're getting this passive healing a little bit, which will help. And you're getting some continuous heals out as well, which is decent. The other one, I think, is Buckethead. We could always use Buckethead as well. No, Team Power in Hydra is going to be 400,000, so I've got more to play with, because obviously it's an extra champion. And you need resist, right? So you're going to need some stuff. So we got for Salah's Grave Dirt. Can do a 40% provoke. But then he's useless as well, right? Because this is useless. He does give me a shield and strengthen. And he's immune to fear. Whenever an ally HP drops below 50% of the attack from an enemy, has a chance of fear them. Whenever an ally dies, there's a 20, that's not going to help. But he is immune to fear, right? So we could Buckethead with an 81 50% chance. Or 40% chance. This is why I think I need a provoke set, right? Because this is a long cooldown at 4 turns. But it is a 2-turn provoke, though. So that is a good deal. It's kind of like a weak form of Morley without the Termite control. So he's going to need, like, backup. But, you know, Deathless would give us the most reliable of the bunch, right? Deathless is the most reliable of the bunch. Because it's a 3-turn. This one is basically Morley. But it would basically mean I've just got a random Deathless. I don't have anything else. So if I put that in, it's not going to do much damage. It's not going to heal me. It's not going to support the team. It's literally just there to provoke. Which is why I think I need to go provoke sets. I mean, Buckethead could be quite good because Buckethead would give us the strengthen and the shield, which is quite nice on a 3-turn cooldown. Yeah, there is an Ice Golem tournament coming up. You know, Buckethead could be quite good for this. He won't ever be a problem for the Torment Head, and we always can place Provoke. Well, a 40% chance. So if we just disable A2, because that's really pointless, we don't really care about heal reduction. We do need a second form of DPS here, which is probably going to be Franox, right? I feel like if we have Franox and Whisper, we can basically just start one-tapping heads for fun. But then where do we get the weakening? We probably run accuracy, but I'd have to basically run a lot more accuracy than this, because in Hydra we'll get like 175. That's not a lot. So it's like, and we don't have an aura here that can give me any accuracy, which sucks. The other option is, of course, I don't think we should run Doom Priest and Rector together, and I think if we're not running Doom Priest, I think we run that over the Doom Priest. But then we lose increased attack, right? Which is really valuable for Franox. I think we need the Golden Reaper in for the turn meter boosting and the decreased attack. It's really good. That's faction clips, so it won't work. So I've been trying to think about it. Like Lady Arash is just damage, and it's not going to be very valuable. We could bring like a Sentinel in. That would give us block debuffs, and it would also give us a backup decreased attack. None of these really are any good. They're just like, yeah, we don't. You never really want AoE damage in Hydra. This wouldn't be too bad. Would probably hit pretty hard, but well, it's just a damage dealer. We could run Sinacia as a healer, because you get a big heal off this, it's 25%, and you also then get Equalize. But this A1, you know, maybe a Provoke Sinacia could work, so that you're always A1ing. I'm probably going to run a Provoke Thalesia, if I'm being honest. I think that's better. Yeah, Provoke Thalesia. I may even run a Cursed Reaper, just to help Hex out. Because the good thing with Thalesia is, once a Hex is out, she starts debuff spreading a lot. So if I have Weaken on one target, I can spread it around quite a bit. Because this will happen quite a lot as long as there's Hex debuffs out. So as long as I can sustain Hex debuffs, it'll be fine. We also have, like, Pestilus is not a bad option for some burning and some healing. If we wanted to. If we get the burn out on one target, we can spread the burn around. We can spread the leech around. So he's a pretty good option for healing. Chitus does nothing. And then we just got some, like, interesting rares that could do some stuff that just, you know. Just a bit of healing and stuff. No, because Miracle Heal's kind of trash. Because the problem is Miracle Heal actually has to heal allies. So you never really recover anything, because you basically heal 7.5%, right? And the way with Miracle Heal works is... Where is she? You'll tell me. The way Miracle Heal works is at 6-star is it'll restore 100%, but it only restores destroyed maximum HP equal to 30%. The boss is going to take, I think, 15%. So I suppose it would help. It might help return some of it. But what we would get with Rector Drath is a backup revive. We would also get 50 resistance, which we wouldn't have to build into our builds. So keep it in mind, I've got a player power cap, right? So this is a lot of player power to save. 50 resistance on everyone. It's whether or not we can sustain it on a 4-turn cooldown when it's only putting up on a 2-turn. We'd have to run a very fast Rector Drath, I think. But it would give us a backup revive if things went wrong. The other thing to note as well is, because I'm doing it on live server, my rotation is going to change, so I have to plan around rotation 6. So you know, as I said, I think definitely like these three are a lock. That's my 2 damage sources. And my main way of dealing damage is decreased defense. Now, we could run a Skull Crown for AoE Hex. AoE Weaken. Like a Provoke Skull Crown could be done. This guy's not good for this, to be honest. Which place is better? It depends what you're doing. I'm going to be doing video content on it as soon as I get it, but if you're in a certain defense window, Crushing Rend is better. If you're not, Phantom Touch is better. So I can't use legendary champions. I'm only allowed to use epic or below. So, but yeah, I do think this could work. Put that into a provoke set, then you get AoE weaken as well. So that sets up the decreased defense weaken, double DPS. Bring Rector Drath in as a revive, but that could also work as well. I mean, I could run them both together, but I really feel like having some turn meter control would be beneficial. The other thing I lack really is decreased speed. There's no decreased speed in the team. And we could go towards a Renegade, but it's only a small decreased speed. It's not great. I don't really think there was actually any champions here that do decrease speed. Skull Crown won't do damage here, it's AoE. AoE damage is not enough here. It needs to be single target. So the goal would be to basically kill a head as quickly as possible and then pump damage into the head. Right, that's the goal. We need to pump damage into heads that have been killed. So well, this is it. Oh, I don't use the A3 shooter, right? I never actually consume her HP. I just basically use her as an A2 and an A1. Right? Just use A2 and an A1, which is not really ideal, I'm not gonna lie. But like, if we look at filters here, and I could say debuffs, decrease speed. It's Gladiator. So and it's conditional. If it's low, it's fine, but the rest of his kit's just rubbish. So yeah, that's it. So you can see I'm struggling a little bit. Executioner. Where the hell is Executioner? Yeah, but it's baby one again. And again, what else are you bringing, right? It's baby one, and you bring nothing else. If I'm gonna do that, I might as well bring Renegade, so at least I actually have a reset, and I could use like the resistance aura. Guardian. Yeah, block buffs. That could work. That was another option I was thinking, was using like Guardian as a block buffs champion. But it's not very good because it's at random hits. It's not very reliable. You know, the rest of these are not great at all. It's tricky. It's just not a lot of flexibility. I mean, if I wanted to make the team super tanky, I could just bring like this created monster, right, and just have some good shielding and good ally protection, bit of continuous heal. That's all he would do, but it could work. There's a Necro Hunter here, but he just does damage. He's not going to do anything majorly important. So I do actually like the concept of Pestilence a little bit. We get a burn. We also get a heal. Increase accuracy, increase crit damage on all allies. We get a leech. And then obviously Thalesia can spread this, right? We didn't decide against either of them. I feel like running both Doom Priest and Rector Drath together is a bit conservative. It would make the run stable. Probably more stable without, you know, than anything else. It would just potentially limit my utility, right? Because if you think what we basically need some way to provoke. We basically need, because it's going to be rotation 6, right? So what is rotation 6 starting heads? Let's have a look. So I'm going to be fighting Head of Decay, Torment, Mischief, and Wrath. So I almost have to have either Doom Priest or Rected Wrath for the Torment. Mischief, we have to have a Mischief tank. And we also need decreased attack and probably block buffs or some sort of steel buffs. Luckily, we don't have any sort of Poison Cloud. And we don't have Suffering, so the resistance numbers are going to be lower. You know, we only need about 415 resistance. This is why maybe we do run them both. No, Blight is not. But it could appear, you know, and then we're in trouble. The only block buffs is Guardian. Which is, you know, it's probably fine. It's just the problem is it's 35% chance of applying. So once we get it out there, we can buff spread, right? We can buff spread because we've got the Lesia. This is why I'm saying I probably need a curse set so I can keep Hex up all the time. So every time she A1s, we can buff spread. You know? She's good against faction wars because she is one of the few AoE decreased defense, right? So if you don't have a Tomb Lord, you have no AoE decreased defense. Right? Or Bistophus, right? What I meant is she's accessible because she basically can go in and do the job. She places it without needing books. She extends it without needing books. So she's really good for it. You might need to run it a few times, but you don't have to invest heavily into it. That's why she was really good. I think we get like one free restart. And then we just have to go with it. So I have to see what I'm gonna do. But yeah, that's on the plan. That's on the cards, I guess. Is there anything ending today that I need to be aware of? Tag Ice Golem. Yeah, look, there's an Ice Golem tournament tomorrow. So I'll probably go absolutely ham on Ice Golem tomorrow and just try and get as much in the bag as I can. I'll try and just basically get as much provoke gear, so I've got something to play with. But you know, maybe I should like just upgrade like Burgoth for now, just in case I want to try him. So you know. Luckily, we've built up most of the other champions now, so it's just basically like incidental ones. Like, do we try the Pharsalis? Do we try the Burgoth? I'm pretty confident that Franox and Whisper can do the damage, right? The only thing is, I'm up against, I think, who's in the who's in the Hydra run that I'm fighting? So I'm fighting Victor Tess and I'm fighting MTT Jedi. So the main issue I've got is Jedi's Sacred Order, right? Jedi's Sacred Order, so there's a fair probability that I'm not going to be able to beat that unless he gets really bad luck. Because if we think about what you get in the Sacred Order, you get Deacon, AoE decreased defense, and turn meter control and aura. You get Inquisitor Shamael, like instant torment solution, permanent. You get Godseeker Neri, instant stability, revive, healing. But once you stop losing that, you then are going, okay, well, it's cool that I can stay alive. How do I deal damage here? Where's my damage coming from? Because poisoners are not great. You can only have one Phanax, so maybe you can like make a Giga Charge Phanax. He's probably going to use Mordecai for HP burn. So it's like, okay, so I've got Torment, Revival, Decreased Defense, HP burn. Maybe I run a Phanax for damage, but you can see like, once you take the really powerful picks away, he actually doesn't have a Provoker in here, does he? Right? Is there anyone provoking? This guy, I think maybe. Or is he a decreased attack? No, he's a decreased attack. Sanguinia is quite good, but doesn't provoke. Trying to think. Canoness doesn't provoke. Bushi doesn't provoke. Romero doesn't provoke. The only option, the only advantage with Sacred Order is you've got so many champions. Like, there's so many champions here. Look at them. One of these raids is probably going to have a provoke in it, I think. There you go, Castigator. You'll probably run a Castigator. because it heals. Because he can equalize. It's 4 times at random, so you can't use Templar. That is not going to work because it's 4 times at random. Headsman's a fear guy. Sanctum Protector's a stun guy. Oh. So he's got a Sanctum Protector. There's a 100% chance on a 4-turn cooldown. It's probably a bit too long for him to be able to do that. But he's got a Sanctum Protector at least. Oh, there you go. Just this year. He's going to use just this year, isn't he? Because that's what, 55, 65, 75% chance on a 2-turn cooldown. Cheat code. Draconis will be maybe a healer for him. Drill Master. So he's probably going to go Shamael, Deacon, Godseeker Canary, Mordecai. Just this year. That gives you Provoke, Burns, Decreased Defense, Torment Solution. And then he probably just needs a block debuffs. Like a block buffs. Because I don't think there's any AoE decreased speed here that he can use. Which is why you go Fernax, because he's got block buffs. And you basically build a damaged Fernax. So there's the team. I would expect that's the team he's going to build. He will build Mordecai, Fernax, Deacon, Godseeker, Inquisitor Shamael, Justiciar. And that's going to be very hard to beat. Because you have everything. He doesn't really have to... He doesn't have to sacrifice stuff to make things work. I don't know who MTT Jedi's got. Just trying to see if it's been posted anywhere. I mean, it's probably on the website. Let's have a look. Let's see. So, Victor Test is Demon Spawn. Alright. What has he got then? No. Pretty good damage. Akoth for burn, so Akoth will probably be in there. Oh, he's got the champion they released to give you block buffs at lessons. I mean, it's only a single target. I ain't gonna get you anywhere. Jane is not bad, but it's more of a single target again. Soul Drinker, no. Nazana's a pretty good champ. Infernal Baroness. Tanix. No. Achak. Pretty tanky champion, but what is he going to build? I'd imagine Tarshon is going to make an appearance. Tarshon has a 35% chance, but it does have a turn meter fairly increased defense and also a weaken on an AoE. So Tarshon could make an appearance. Gorlos could make an appearance. It's a long cooldown though. Reflect, stun. Oof. It's Carter, not really a solution as a poisoner. Paidema would be good for decreased attack and decreased accuracy. Umbral, of course, got Umbral. It's got Umbral. So Umbral will be his block buffs and provoke. Probably. It's a long cooldown though. It's a long cooldown. That's also an option as well, look. His is harder. That's what I said. So I'm pretty confident I could probably come at least second. I don't know if I beat the Sacred Order, though. Like, Sacred Order is so many epics. So many epics there. Just so many epics in that champ faction. Just killed your first mythical champion in arena. Congratulations. I've seen a few. Haven't come across many. Anchorite's a great champ. Yeah, the Sacred Order has so many good options, so he's probably got a wealth of options to pick from. So, you know, my goal is to basically go in there and see how much damage I can do to deadheads. I'll probably start practicing towards the end of the weekend, because it's not until the 16th, right? So I've got like 9 days now. I've got plenty of time to basically farm Ice Golem a considerable amount, build up some options for champions, probably like 60 a couple of them, like 60 like maybe Bergoth or something, just so we've got an option there if we need it, and we'll see where we go from there. Yeah, I was surprised they added it as well, not for something more valuable, Acrobat. I know a lot of people are like, oh, but silver's really valuable. Replacing 400,000 silver with a shard that you can't get anywhere in the game is probably a good idea. Like, they could have taken away, like, gems. Granted, I would have preferred they take away, like, the brews, because 10 XP brews is, like, nothing these days. But, you know, we can't complain. So, I think we're just going to run the rest of this energy out, and then we're going to call it a night. I got to figure out an arena defense for Deadwood to build up as well, because obviously I'm not on the test server. The way we're going to do it is Deadwood's account is going to have a defense that I tell him what to build, so that he can build it around how I would build an arena defense. So I'll have to obviously use Deadwood's gear and Deadwood's champions, but he has got some different, more powerful champions than I've got, so we'll have to see how it works. I'll try and keep it to champions that I own as best that I can. We'll do one more refill. I feel like I've burnt so many gems over the last 48 hours trying to get the dragon team into a good position. That's the only downside with not having test server access, is I don't really have much flexibility during a fusion to play test and mess around with too many things. Because obviously I had to still do the dragon tournament. I still had to do artifact enhancement. I still had to do the champion training. I still had to do like champion chase and different things. I'm focused on trying to do the fusion as well as trying to do the faction games. So yeah, I burnt basically a bunch. I think I did like another 50 to 60 runs in Spider to get it done. I know. It's a shame, odd one, because I actually wanted to try and use Ashma, right? I wanted to. So what I was trying to do with this is actually use champions that people didn't think about using, like the Ashwalker, right? And like the Lady Aresh. These are champions that people may have, and they probably think they're not that good, but actually, if you put them in the right situations, they're actually quite good. There you go. Don't need these. I've got so many Geomancers. I've got so many Alarics. We're getting there on the champion training. We're nearly at the first set of fragments. We've actually managed to get ourselves back up to 2 million silver. I was on 968 silver earlier. 968. It's brutal. Going to be to do Spider and Faction. So you got Spider and Faction was a finite with dwarves. Do you know what, odd? When I was actually, we were talking about it a lot. I was like, I wonder if I was thinking about maybe trying finite with the Night Revs, because even though I don't have any like major turn meter control, because I have such hard hitting single champions, I could probably nuke that boss very quickly, so I could get away with it. But in the end, we were like, oh, I'll take Dragon and Hydra, because Hydra was like, I locked in Hydra pretty early, so. But for dwarves, spider should be okay because you've got like some options, right? Does dwarves have an AoE burner? Actually, does dwarves even have an AoE burner? I'll have a look. I don't know if it does. Like Fire Knight, you should be alright. Oh, well, you can't use Gnut. Which kind of sucks, really. But Fire Knight, you've got that, like, superpower rare, right? Odd one from the dwarf faction. The one that does reflect. So you've got some secret power tools in the back pocket there. So many people had problems with Spider. I don't know why we didn't just speak to Deadwood to see if we could move the Spider event, because I know they were talking about issues with Sender for doing Spider and stuff like that, right? And different things or something like that. They were moving around. I know the Spider was the problem one. We'll leave it like that. I'm sure one of these has a burn. Oh, you're Geomancer. Geomancer can do it, right? It's Spider 25 though, right? So it's a bit harder. So, but you've got Runic Warder for Fire Knight. This dude's a beast for Fire Knight. Reflect damage, decrease attack, double hit. He's a beast for Fire Knight. You know, so you've got the Savior of the Arena, Kurzad Depart, for AoE decreased defense. Bulwark's quite good as well. Bulwark gives you a burn. It's only one burn, but it gives you a burn. You got Demither as well. Ragnar, Gala. It's actually got very good faction, very good champions for Fire Knight. You've got lots of multi-hitters. You know, Isbale probably could be good to use. Fulger's like a monster. I love Fulger. Fulger's actually really good for Spider Dude. I don't know why I'm helping you here. We're in competition. Why am I helping everyone? I'm too much like in my role as the backseat driver of these competitions. I gotta remember, I can't give you away my secrets. You probably only know them anyway. What am I talking about? I think we're done. I think we are done for the day. There's nothing much more I want to do here. Energy-wise, spider-wise, all that's fine. That's alright then. I'm not giving you any trade secrets. I foolishly picked up this clan quest this week. Didn't realize how difficult it was going to be. So we've already exceeded the silver pot. It's been brutal. Hey Flamestar, you've caught me as we're ending the stream. Normally we go on a little bit longer, but it's been a very long week, so I need to recuperate. Tomorrow, hopefully, everything should be going live with the optimizer updates, and we're going to be working on the champion website updates as well. So we'll see how that goes. But there you go, guys. Thanks for hanging out. It's been pretty cool. I came second on the faction games, but you know that is a 6-star Crushing Rend Luria. Just kind of goes to show the power if you get these souls. I've been saying this for a long time now. Souls are more valuable than shards. If you've got a good account like mine, the most valuable thing you can do in the account is invest in souls. We will be at some point building a clan boss team back around Syl now that we're going to do a 6-star. It feels appropriate that we need to build a 6-star Fushan since we got him. No idea what we're going to use him in terms of like what blessing yet, so we'll probably talk about that in the next stream or two when things quieten down. So yeah, and you know, I kind of want to get Emic out of Clan Boss now because I want to try him in Arena because I can see a lot of value in Arena with him. He can be very powerful in the right setup. So I just want to kind of try that out as well. So yeah, when he pulled it out. Do you know what? I was expecting his Dark Kale. I was expecting him to use Lure, but in my back of my mind, I was like, I don't think Lure's that competent as a damage dealer. What I didn't expect is for him to have a 6-star Crushing Rend. The moment you add Crushing Rend, it's just too easy. Yeah. Well, the multi-hits doesn't really matter, Shooter. Right? Because it's just one roll. Because it happens all the time with a separate roll. It's probably going to be Phantom Touch if I do anything. What's the best 6-star blessing for supporting Hydra? It's probably somewhere between Cruelty and Brimstone if it's used correctly. Brimstone on single target A1s or Cruelty AoEs are the best probably for support. Yeah, Aaron, I advocate if you've got a budget and you're in an account situation like mine where you've got lots of good champions, you invest your budget into souls. I know it sucks. I know the drop rates aren't great, but I only ever buy them when they're like 2 tier 1 stones for $1. The recent packs we had, I bought one of them. And the value of like improvements that I can get out of those, like you think I just got a 6-star Fushan. This 6-star Fushan is going to make more game-changing difference to my account than pulling like 20 sacred shards. So much better. And maybe, just maybe one day this week, we'll finally get the 6-star Whisper and I can start doing content around Crushing Rend versus Phantom Touch versus Hero Soul versus, you know, different things. So, but we'll see what happens, you know. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll catch you Monday probably, if not sooner. We'll see. You finished the Lydia today, did you? I did say to Hellhades we probably need to do a conclusion to the free-to-play series now, Odd One. I haven't been on my free-to-play account because I just needed a break. So, but well done. You probably won the free-to-play series this time. Well deserved. Anyway, guys, have a nice evening. I'll catch you soon.
To hear the sun, but now it doesn't sing for me. Sometimes the light can heal you, but sometimes it can bruise you too. I never thought I'd be here. I guess I can confess that now. Maybe living in a dream. Maybe I'm just done with rock and roll. So just keep climbing, just keep climbing, just keep climbing, just keep climbing, yeah, just keep climbing.